passes and get those dunks and close it out for his team. I want to give a lot of praise to MVD here. Coming up right now, ZeRo and Nairo hopping in the fray versus Tweek and False.
Yeah, this should be really good. Now, we have some inside information. Because remember, first day we were here.
Yeah.
We were actually talking about in teams. Tweek was talking about teaming with False, giving high praise to his partner, of course.
Yeah.
And these guys were talking about like every time they play, it's close, but then like something will happen where it will have like a short little breakdown and say like Tweek and False both lose their stocks in some like crazy way, and then they're never able to recover from that. Let's see if Tweek and False can be consistent through this set, and will the result change of fighting ZeRo and Nairo here?
We'll see. I love it. ZeRo immediately takes point. Nairo immediately gets a dash back. He feints charging the limit and then instead finds ZeRo's success and gets a great follow-up, taking red team off to a great start. You know, and this is the veterans because you have 4 players who currently reside in New Jersey. They do play together. They do practice together. ZeRo and False, like even, you know, practice in a very, very regular intervals. And recently, you know, TSM ZeRo, Energy Nairo, the veterans of the community. These guys are both champions in many regards.
Yep.
Ranked 1 and 3 on the new PGR respectively.
Yeah, and these are the cross slashes in almost stereo coming out. And False will fall here. But these are the top 4 players on our PR.
Yeah. In New Jersey, these are the top 4.
Top 4 players on our PR. Yeah, our state's hard.
Yeah. Our state is, don't sleep on New Jersey.
Yeah.
Another thing to point out also is that Tweek, while very powerful in his own regard, is looking to rise to the top. Not only are ZeRo and Nairo not scared of him, they also respect him. You know, because they have constantly been extending their assistance to Tweek, trying to level him up as much as possible. Both of these players, you know, say, you know what, Tweek, we understand you're trying to climb to the top. We're going to help you get there. And right now, Tweek's scoring that first KO on Nairo. Wow, second KO.
Big time forward smash there. Great damage coming out. Back air, not enough to get Tweek out of here, but that forward air will. And that wasn't even sweet spotted, but Tweek just had so much percent. It got the job done. And it's amazing when it comes to Nairo and ZeRo's team dynamic is that Nairo will charge that limit and stay back and go for the follow-ups off of ZeRo. But ZeRo, even though he's playing point, he loves supporting Nairo. When Nairo takes a lead, when he has that limit charge, ZeRo, one of the best supporting players I've seen in teams in a very, very long time.
And that's another characteristic of Nairo that's a little unique to his cloud, is that he's very willing to play point when he has limit on guard.
Yes.
He's like, screw the team combos. I want to use my increased speed, my increased data. You know, I'm 20% better.
Yes.
And I want to use that. Nairo is very much an on-point type of player.
Yes.
That's his style. He wants to go in, he wants to hit people, he wants to do damage, and he doesn't like sitting back and waiting.
Oh, what a short up air there from Nairo to get False stock done, and there's the classic combo coming from Nairo and ZeRo, one of the best teams in the world at up throw finishing touch. But Tweek and False trying to bring this back here and cause what can be perceived as an upset here going against Nairo and ZeRo, but a strong team in their own right.
For sure. I wouldn't want to fight him.
No. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Nairo finds it with the back air, eliminates False from the first game.
It's Tweek now at 40% and
narrowly keeps himself in the match.
Oh,
and takes a stock. Well played, well played.
Yeah, but Tweek had to use that limit. That's a very frustrating thing to happen. When you finally get that limit against a hard player to fight against, and then you just get knocked right in that zone where Cloud has to use up either recovery.
And ZeRo and Nairo deciding to play respectful. They set up, they give the space, they start charging their resources. ZeRo arms himself with a banana. Nairo gets his limit ready, and they start tossing Tweek around back and forth. This is probably going to be it. Not quite.
Yeah, good spacing there.
Yeah, that's it. Cross slash, he's done.
Climb hazard, but yeah, good punish there by Nairo. Cross slash going to get game 1 out of here, and it was a 3-stop.
Yeah,
in the first game. So let's see if Tweek and False can make the adjustments here. It seemed that that just Nairo's Cloud was a little bit more on point when it came to limit usage. He was not forced to have to use limit to recover, where Tweek, I think 2 or 3 times, had to use and expend that resource to recover, and that's a huge, huge thing when it comes to a Cloud being on each team. The type of limit usage in the game.
Are you keeping Cloud alive, or are you taking out enemy stocks?
Yes.
You know, it's more to just not losing. You have to win the game.
Yes.
You have to not only hold your stocks, but eliminate those from your opponent. And I guess that's really a testament to how well ZeRo was playing on point versus False, because ZeRo charged in early with the monkey flip kick. This time, False is the one to get the first touch. But look at the conversion from ZeRo.
Yeah.
Okay, False gets the first grab, and look at the position right now. Red team with the pincer, just obliterating the shield, and already has the damage lead.
Oh my gosh, beautiful
that
stuff.
Sick.
Yeah.
And it remains to be sick. Look at this.
Yeah.
ZeRo's taking 11% despite getting grabbed in the beginning.
And the pincer strategy is really working. If you guys don't know what a pincer strategy is, that's surrounding your opponent from either side, keeping them sandwiched.
So that you can knock them back and forth.
Yep.
Nairo tries to find the ascending death right there.
Oh man.
Solid read.
Yeah. And I didn't see, was that off of a forward air? That forward smash came out?
It was not a combo. He just
read
the air dodge. Read the air dodge.
So that's something that Nairo does with Cloud. He likes to,
What? Yo.
He likes to throw that forward air out, and he'll hit your shield space, and if you try and punish it, he'll do forward smash. It does have that fade back property on it, as Tweek just annihilates Nairo as he flies through. Yeah.
He's like, yo, what's recovering, bro? Recovering's for gyms.
Yeah, for sure. Nice, beautiful forward air there by ZeRo. Definitely taking the pressure off of Nairo. Tweek just explodes off the top of the screen, but comes back with a vengeance. Big time percent damage onto Nairo here. Let's see if Tweek can get out of this corner. And yes, he does. Starts to charge that limit, but Nairo has limit online here. Wow, ZeRo just
very brave.
Hey guys.
No up smash from Tweek. I was expecting Tweek to maybe get himself into up smash ready.
A little false hanging on. Really good stuff. And,
finally, ZeRo's first stock comes to an end. False looking to set up a combo.
Ooh, and Tweek.
And passes off to Tweek. Charge up smash. Not quite going to do it. Nairo's getting himself back on the ground. Blade Beam taking out his partner.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. The blue team now with stage control.
The gap has been closed. ZeRo no longer with the HP lead. Instead, that's going to go to Tweek.
Yeah, Tweek, beautiful up there. That was very nice.
And Tweek doing what it takes to keep his team in the match. A team combo knocks out Nairo's second stock. We got an even stock count here.
And the most beautiful part about that was Tweek recognizing Nairo was going to be above him. The later part of finishing touch has that higher hitbox on it because Cloud swings his sword up toward the end of it. So he did the finishing touch slightly early, getting that higher hitbox. Amazing stuff there by Tweek.
Oh, a little missed DI there from ZeRo.
Yeah, he might have been holding in there.
Yeah, he had too much, a tiny bit of SDI on the initial hit, plus the combination of too much upward DI. He did not get himself into the corner. Nairo's going to get himself back onto the stage.
And once
ZeRo
again,
looking for the edge traps, drops it, doesn't allow himself to punish Sheik there.
Yeah, once again, Tweek having used that limit to recover. That's a big, big thing we talked about from the last game. False now taking Tweek stock. Tweek at 154. It's up to False now to play bodyguard, protect the VIP, man.
You need your support here, but he's not able to keep it up. Now it's just Sheik. Can he carry through without the KO potential and with limit online?
God.
Oh, that combo was almost the most disgusting thing we've seen so far.
Yeah, that was OD.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
All right, and ZeRo not hesitating at all.
Oh, yeah. They
footstool.
practiced this versus me, unfortunately. You can do non-limit cross-slash into footstool. ZeRo will then either detail or do any kind of setup move into another non-limit cross-slash, and then you could potentially get the KO out of it.
You can't sleep here. Potential KO. Okay, Nairo almost wasting his limit. I like that. ZeRo didn't even want to take the throw. He wanted to buy as much time as possible. He said mash. There it is.
Oh, the disrespect. Could have did any move, man. He could have just up aired. But
no, I think that was the best option.
Well, he could have cross slash too, but
that was the cleanest option though, because you know it gives him more time to really see the DI of his opponent. So even if his opponent is going to go behind him and he needs to react, he's like, okay, he actually did a turnaround up B, so that he had more time to react. It was very smooth, very smooth.
Yeah.
I really like though what Tweek was trying to do there at the end. I mean, he said, all right, False versus ZeRo on point. ZeRo's winning these engagements.
Yep.
He's conquering these encounters, and he's not able to really execute what's necessary to carry us to the victory. To no fault of his own. False was playing fine, but
Yes.
it's ZeRo. You know, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
so he said, you know
tough,
what?
man.
I'm going to step in here. I'm going to take control. And, you know, he was able to get so many sequences where he outplayed Nairo, where he outplayed ZeRo, and really brought it back. And you saw in the game, too, the transition from power from ZeRo controlling the game over to Tweek.
Yes.
And then Tweek starts saying, you know what? Enough is enough. Gets himself a KO on Nairo. Picks up himself a second KO on ZeRo. Starts protecting his stocks. He had 2 stocks. Remember, the reason he died first was because False borrowed that stock from him.
Yes, you're right
so,
about that. Yeah.
you know, Tweek really, really stepped it up there, and you can see all the training, the drive of this kid, and how mad he gets when he loses, how desperate he is for that victory, and, you know, putting everything to work, going toe-to-toe with ZeRo and Nairo, really almost getting in there and carrying that game, but at the end, the expertise and the sheer dominance of these guys is just able to win out. It's too much.
All right, well, that being said, we're getting on to another amazing set coming up. It's definitely new school, old school coming up once again. We got Salem and Anti.
Excellent.
Old two brawl legends, man.
Yeah.
Going against Mars and Pugwest, the brothers from the New England area. Marked and Zero Suit.